Welcome to 2025, where we make money doing this. This being content creation. I have been a content creator for probably 2.5 years now. Started out very small with not much certainty that I could actually make a living with this career. I was pregnant, not really sure how I was going to be able to make money while also raising a newborn. Just decided one day that I was gonna be an influencer or a content creator, what have you. I just kind of really got serious about making content and reaching out to brands that I really wanted to work with. Started by making a media kit, and on there I had a rate card. I think my first set of rates was like $300 for a reel, $150 for story posts, really low paying things. However, when you take yourself seriously, the brands will start to take you serious. And that's what happened. I think one of my first partnerships was $175. My next one was like $300, and it just started going up. The more consistent I was, the more my engagement grew, and the more I started to better understand what my niche was. You probably won't ever catch me doing a TikTok dance or like lip singing lyrics or anything like that. That's not my jam. I stuck to my jam. That's how I make money doing this. My first big break was a trip where basically pulled out of thin air like a partnership template where I said, I'm going to this place, gonna bring a photographer, package 1, package 2, package 3, what they offer and the prices with them. And I sent it to like 40 different brands. Well, 4 fit, they'll take package 2, take package 3. That was awesome. So I went to Jackson Hole with another creator, a photographer. In 3 days, we shot so much content. That trip afforded me to be able to move out of a very unhealthy and toxic relationship and get my own place. That trip allowed me to have some confidence in being able to believe that I can actually, in fact, money doing this. And I just kept putting my head down and trying and being consistent with it. And I got signed with a small agency. That allowed me to get more connections with more brands. The ball started rolling. I set some goals for myself. I wanted to have a $10,000 campaign. I wanted to reach 50,000 followers. Wanted to work with a car company. Those were my big goals that seemed really far-fetched for 2024. And let me just tell you, I surpassed those goals. Those goals didn't really feel attainable. Felt far-fetched. That'd be really nice if I could do that. We'll see. I think in the spring of last year, I hit 50,000 followers and I was like, oh my God, I went from 8,000 followers to 50,000 followers on Instagram. August, I had a $13,000 campaign. And then in November, I worked with my first car company for a paid collaboration. Now, these are things I never thought were gonna be possible. Never thought I'd be able to reach those, and it happened. I then connected with an agency that was a much better fit for me. It has just been a game changer. It's been so wonderful working with a company that actually understands you. Now, the agencies do take their cuts, but when you're working with an agency that you really appreciate and that really see you, it really doesn't matter. They can take as much as they want because taking that pressure off your back, and they're doing the legwork so that you can do what you really like to do and what you're good at, which is the creation. One piece of advice I have is don't just make content because you see someone making that same content and it's doing really well. Trending stuff is really cool, and yours might also do well if you do the same thing, maybe. But for the most part, you're just gonna be chasing trends. You're never gonna be at the start of the trend, or you're just gonna be doing the things that everyone is already seeing. Unless that's your thing, and then that's really cool. For me, whenever I don't know what to create, I just do fit checks. A lot of people are doing fit checks. A lot of people are doing fit checks everywhere, and they're all different styles, and that's really cool. But it's the thing for me that makes sure that I'm still creating, the ball is rolling, I'm not losing momentum. Every now and then, those do well. Every now and then, they do fine. I'm not really sweating it. I'm just doing what I like to do. And then somewhere in between, a partnership will happen, and then I get to create something specific. And I think in the meantime, and this is a goal that I'm setting for myself for 2025, is to figure out other things I can create that also make me feel comfortable and like I'm creating the content that makes me happy. I definitely don't post on TikTok as much as I do on Instagram. I get a lot more partnerships that are wanting Instagram reels or stories. So maybe that's why you haven't seen me. Maybe that's why you felt compelled to leave this comment. But either way, doing this has afforded me to provide fully for my 2.5-year-old son. It's allowed me to leave a incredibly toxic and unhealthy relationship. It's allowed me to afford attorney fees, car payments, rent for a house, my son to have his own bedroom, groceries, us to have food in our bellies, and extra spending money to be able to do activities and create experiences that will hopefully last a lifetime for him. Maybe the stars aligned just so it worked out for us, but it happens to be working out for a lot of other people as well. And some people don't even care about social media and they don't want to do it at all. And that's wonderful too, because they're doing other things in this world that are really beneficial and helpful. Never thought I could make money doing this, but here we are. And I am so unbelievably grateful to be able to have a job that lets me be able to stay home with my son and do something that makes me happy and fills my cup. And I hope that you're doing something that you can say the same about.